I love the music, dude.
That one was a little bit better.
I'm ready to get up and give like a motivational speech, my
Right. I feel like that's like what you would play at the beginning of one of those Instagram clips where they all say those super lame like things that you've heard 1,000 times.
I feel like that was like, I have genital herpes. I have genital. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so Jody and I are watching the show on HBO, and they have ads. I don't know why, Chris, but we're sharing now. You're gonna have ads too. It's like two ads every like 25 minutes. Benkert. Have you heard of this? Have you seen ads for this thing?
Bent
What are you
carrot,
talking
huh?
Benkert, dude. .com. It is for men with bent. You know what's, bro? It is it shows like a carrot that's like crooked, and it's like 100,000 men suffer from this. Bentcarrot.com.
Is that an ad?
What?
Yes.
No, what are they trying to offer though?
I don't know, dude.
That's what I
They're
want
trying
to
to
know.
fix it. They're trying to say it's normal. Don't be ashamed.
Sure, man.
No
I
shame in a
mean, you
Benkert.
know, hey, dude, come on
You have
now.
no control.
Dude, that's wild.
Benkert. Benkert.
Ben Carrot.
Welcome back, boys.
We're back, baby.
What's up,
Sports
brothers?
show.
What's up? We're back, brothers.
Hey guys.
Kurt Benkert.
Who has a perfect bracket still for March Madness? Anyone?
No, of course not, dude.
Imagine.
Dude, Tennessee, bro. Tennessee played so well against Purdue. That game got a little social
gnarly,
media
bro.
attention. A little social media attention from all the fouls they were giving Edie.
Oh, dude, I
Heard
hate
about
how refs call him.
You don't like it either?
Here's the thing, dude. Like, so there's no defensive 3 seconds. In college. And dude, he just stands in the middle of the lane in defense and just dares you to cut. Like, so he doesn't even move on defense. He's not very athletic as far as like lateral agility. And then on offense, he gets freaking bumped by someone a foot shorter than him. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Please explain that to me. What is the defender supposed to do? Now, thank God the man can't hit a free throw. So
Ask Burns, dude. We'll find out.
like, but
Dude, they need to change that rule.
it's outrageous, dude. It's outrageous.
It is nuts, dude. It's nuts. We get to talk about a little Final Four ladies, men's Final Four as well later today. But guys, we're back. Kurt, you're
Back, baby.
somewhere new.
I'm back in Florida.
You are?
We're back in Florida. We closed on our house in like 5 days, and we'll start the moving process, and then I go to Indonesia.
So hold on.
All
I
around
thought
the
you were
world.
gonna be in Hawaii for like the next few months.
We were just going for that week.
Oh.
We go for like the summer in June. We go like June and July. Yeah, a lot of traveling.
Are you bringing the family to Indonesia with you, or is this just a boys trip?
Dude, boys trip. We're gonna be
The
surfing
boys.
sun up to sundown for 8 days on a boat. We're living on a boat.
Oh, that's the best, by the way. We've done
Dude,
that.
wow.
I think we went to the Barbados with that, or not. I lied. Not Barbados. The Bahamas, and we stayed. We just lived on the boat, right? This
Ty's
massive
like,
yacht.
So
Ty's like, I've
excited.
been to so many mini islands. Sorry,
Dude,
guys.
I know.
Which one was it?
I
Yeah.
forget which island. Anyways, it was incredible though. Like amazing.
Dude.
It was super cool. Like falling asleep kind of to the sway. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
too sway, but it was like also like really dope. And you know, it's a vibe for sure.
I'm excited, man. I've never done anything like this, especially by myself. It's always like we've never been out of the country besides Hawaii, so we're excited. I'm excited.
Well,
The boys are
Hawaii is-
excited.
Hawaii is the country.
It's basically that.
He means the mainland, I think.
The mainland. Have you seen
Well,
the?
Hawaii's not technically a country. It's a state.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, that's
But
what I'm
you're
saying.
in the
Yeah,
country,
yeah.
though.
You're in
Yeah.
the country still.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
There's a sketch clip. Have you guys seen that sketch clip of when he's rotating through the girls on like those OnlyFans girls or whatever when he's dating, and then she's like, "If you could be anywhere outside the country, where would you like to visit?" And she, probably Hawaii. And he goes, "Oh,
Oh,
cool.
no.
That's." And
That's
he breaks
funny.
character, and he's like, "That's actually in the country, dude."
I
one
love
of-
him, dude.
One of those moments, dude.
I could watch him all day long.
Oh, for sure, brother.
I have been.
And
Which is nuts.
one of my kids finally did an impression of him, and I was like, "Is that who they're impersonating?"
Yes.
Like, what,
Yeah,
what
What
am I
was,
doing?
brother?
The video with where Jinxie has him on the camera and he just turns it and she, "What's up, brother?" It's
What's
just
up,
the
brother?
greatest "What's up, brother" of all time.
The best.
Oh man, hey Tyler,
Yo.
big news, dude.
Talk
Cancer
about it,
free.
dude. Cancer free, bro. Let's go. It's
It's
kind
been
of
a whirlwind of a few weeks.
Yeah, dude. Jess and I it took Jess and I like a couple of days when we first found out that like it was like an early melanoma, that it actually is cancer. Like we had to like call it that and kind of just you kind of forget you don't really forget, but like, you know what I mean? Anyways, the point is we found it super early. We actually did like a deep dive into old pictures because like, I don't really wear a lot of
Mom
socks.
told me about that. Mom was sending me all these old photos of myself, and she's
Of
like,
Ty's
"Thanks."
feet?
No, of
No,
me. And then she's like, "I'm like, wow, where did you find these pictures, Mom?" And she's like, "I've been looking at Ty's feet."
Yes, literally. So, yeah, no, we were like trying to backtrack and figure out like how long I've had this thing, right? And it turns out I've had it for like 5 years, which is actually a good thing because existing moles have a less chance of turning into something like that than like a new mole that grows on you when you're later. So, anyways, so we went in, sliced it up. It's completely removed. I had another one that was like above it. That was also like a potential issue when we were looking at it. And during the biopsy or during the excision, whatever, when they were getting rid of the surrounding area for the initial one that we knew was early stages of melanoma, they went and punctured out the top one as well. And that one was mild. We got news. They got it all, which is great. Cancer free. We got it all. And they got the one that was already a mild one as well. They got rid of that.
So you're good.
I'm good. I'm gone. It's free.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's
How are you
magic.
going to celebrate?
I was thinking about drinking and stuff like that, but in terms of like being healthy after something like this, I feel like that was not what I should do probably. So I'm probably just gonna, continue to be healthy and
Ride a plus 5,000 parlay with the boys and
You look
sweat
good,
it
dude.
out.
Hi.
You look good.
absolutely. Thank you, bro.
Cheers, dude. Cheers.
Hey, cheers, man. I might go get a little something, dude.
I'll have
You
a
got-
water in your honor.
I'm drinking
Okay.
water, dude. I'm drinking
Oh,
water.
okay,
dude.
okay. I'm also drinking a massive water. Okay, cool.
Look at us, dude. Look at us.
So
Hashtag not that. Dude, Ty, did you see the Dexter 2, number one Dexter 2 reply already?
Dexerto or
Whatever, how do you say it? Yeah. So Ninja is now cancer free after being diagnosed with foot melanoma last week.
I think I know what it is.
And then bro 1v1 cancer in a week, actual gamer.
Dude, that's incredible, bro.
Dude, it's got like 6.5 thousand likes already. 116,000 people have seen it.
That's incredible, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
dude,
actual gamer.
I've always
Game
been
battles.
I've always been the 1v1 god, dude. You know what I mean? What can I say? So
That's awesome, man. But good news.
thank
Good
you,
to
bro.
have you back.
Yes, thank
that's
you.
great.
Good to be back, dude. I already feel I always have this like anxiety leading into these shows, and the second we were in here, it's just like it just like fades away immediately.
Let's go.
So
It's because we got something special, bro.
Got
You know what I
I
mean?
just I love you guys, and it's like when I'm not in this call and we're not on the show, like it feels like it's work, and then the second I'm here, it's like it's not work, right? It goes into dude, I'm just vibing with my bros and Kurt.
I love that.
100%. And here's the
Basically
deal.
a bro now.
I just know that
go.
this big moment, this life moment for you, it's just going to make you just troll me a little less. And that's just going to be so nice.
Yeah, how long do you think that'll last?
It's been at least a week.
Tomorrow's Friday.
I know.
What are you
We're going to
talking
find
about?
out how serious it gets.
Can I give you guys a
time?
meme about trolling?
Yeah.
Please.
I think this might even set the stage for the mood. So everyone knows Diggs got traded,
Yes.
and McDermott has had like the bombing and the Al Qaeda jokes on him. This one says it's always tough to lose a star on your team. This is like when Al Qaeda tragically lost Osama bin Laden. Coach Sean McDermott. So let's get this show started, huh, boys?
Let's get it
Alright.
started. Let's
There
go.
it is, dude.
We're going to start with that. Diggs to Houston for a second round pick. Right?
Yep.
Second round pick.
Was there like other stuff too?
I think there's a couple like
Like fourth, fifth, or like some other weird stuff?
yeah, I just here's my thing, man. Why Houston? And you're telling me no one else was willing to match that or like you have some inside information there, Kurt?
I found out, brother, about an hour ago, the Bills blocked him from pursuing a trade to Kansas City. So he had
No
to pick his trade
way.
destination, and he chose to go to Houston.
Well, that makes sense, right? Because they're in their division, right? Like the Bills and the Chiefs
They're
are
in
in
the
the same.
same. They're saying the same conference.
Does that mean that
But the Texans are in the same conference too, but they didn't want Mahomes getting him because they felt more threatened by
that
Mahomes
makes?
than the.
I mean, dude, that makes sense. I think it's.
I have some feelings about that.
Well, let's share them because right now, here's what I want to make sure we do here. I want to talk about Diggs to Houston, not about what it does to the Bills yet. We'll get to what it does to the Bills. What are our thoughts in general on Diggs to Houston? They have Nico Collins now, Tank Dell, Mixon. I mean, right? Not Mixon. Mixon.
Yeah.
Mixon.
Mixon, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz. And
I'll just-
Stroud
Can I
balled
get
out.
the ball rolling?
Oh, please take it away, dude.
So First off, I think the Bills taking a receiver at 28 or like moving up to take a receiver, I think those are overhyped. Like I think they could easily take a receiver there. But let's talk about what Gabe Davis and Stefan Diggs brought to that team. Okay. The Jags, dude, Gabe Davis reminds me of Kenny Galladay. Okay. Kenny Galladay made some plays for the Detroit Lions. Guess, dude, he was one of the lowest receivers in yards per separation per route run. Stafford just put it on him, and the dude had hands. Yeah. Like he always had a DB on him. Like he never got separation. Gabe Davis is very similar, dude. He makes all these tight window catches with the ball right on him from Josh Allen. All right, have fun in Jacksonville. And now let's move on to Stefan Diggs. All right, in most wide receiver metrics, he was about first half of the season top 19 in the NFL. Okay, second half of the season 49th.
Yeah.
Okay, so say what you want about it's his attitude. He didn't get along with Josh Allen. He did. Okay, fine. Then take that attitude and have fun with it with a sophomore quarterback who now has to deal with that diva. And it's just like, I don't think Diggs is better than Nico. I think he's now their third best receiver.
He's
Chris,
not.
You took the words out of my mouth.
But they don't need him to be.
I agree.
I know. Oh, it's only a 1-year deal now. They restructured it, so it's really good because if he's on a prove it deal, so he has to play well. Dude, I get it, but like I am not like if I'm the Bills, I'm not panicking. Like if I'm a Bills fan, I'm like, okay, well we lost a good player, but like not a great player anymore. Yeah. And let someone else eat that contract. We just found out that the Texans took more of that on. So like a lot of analysts who were just like who graded the trade a B the day the news came out have dropped that since they heard that the Texans took on some of that bonus money. So it is a little bit better on the Bills end if you were like, oh, Diggs is amazing. We just lost one of the best receivers in the NFL, which I don't think you did if you're a Bills fan.
Correct.
That's just how I feel.
This is a win-win, I think. Dude, like the Bills get to move on. They get some return for it. And the Texans get a buff at a position that makes the receiving room look a little bit more like the Bengals. And you saw what that did for Joe Burrow. You saw what CJ Stroud has looked like already without 3 really good receivers. Now he has 3 pretty good receivers. He has a good tight end, a good running back, and a good defense. And the Texans could be the 3rd or 4th best team in the AFC this year when it's all said and done.
Right.
Dude, am I putting
like a few Stroud plays away from like going deep?
Am I putting $250 right now on the Texans to win it all?
What is it? Plus 10,000 right now, or is it plus 5?
I wouldn't even know. Where is it?
You can go to NFL Futures.
I don't know if I can on my app.
On the app that you use in Illinois to at least look at it, you can pull it up, and it'll tell you. I mean, guys, I don't know if you. I think it's great. I think the Texans are going to be nasty. They're going to be. I think it's one of the best offenses in the AFC.
The Texans to win right now only plus 1,500.
The Super Bowl or the division? The division's like they're plus 150 in the division.
It says NFL champion. NFL champion. They're plus 1,500.
What are the Lions?
Lions are plus 1,200.
Yeah, I like that. Like that, baby. That's crazy, though. What are the Chiefs?
The Chiefs are underneath the Niners. The Chiefs are plus 600. Niners are plus 525. Ravens are plus 900.
Interesting.
I'm gonna put a dime. I'm gonna put a dime on the Panthers.
No, stop that. Stop that.
Plus 25,000. Do you guys believe in destiny? I'm kidding.
Do you believe in destiny?
Buy me an ice cream cone, bro. Don't waste that time.
Here's the thing, though. So the Texans now have, in my opinion, top 3 offense in the AFC. And I do think Diggs is still good, Chris. I see both sides. He doesn't. John, he can be the. Is he the best number 2? If he's the number 2 receiver, is he the best number 2 in the league?
No, dude. If you're
who is
the 49th in the NFL?
Who's the best number 2 in the league?
Listen, number 2 on their team.
He finished the season.
No, yeah, like number 2 receiver on the team. Who's the best number 2 receiver?
T. Higgins.
Probably Puka Nacua, unless you put him ahead of Cup.
Oh my God, I'd rather have him than Diggs.
Okay, fine though, but he's by far the best 3rd string. My point is, Tank Dell and Nico's crazy. I will say this about Diggs though. In the 2022 AFC Championship game, they lost to the Chiefs 42-36. Any guess on how many? That's 36 points, by the way, the Bills scored. Any idea how many yards Diggs had?
90?
53.
7. 3 receptions, 7 yards, 0 touchdowns. Gabe Davis had 201 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Ew.
Now, obviously, their best corner is going to be on Diggs, and they're gonna scheme for that. But he's played in 2 or 3 of his biggest career games in the playoffs. He has choked.
I will say, the quarterback has to throw him the ball. We'll say that. Also, he's not going to be playing in cold weather anymore. He's going to be playing in a dome. Like, it's going to be fast turf. Like, it's going to be an aired out style. That stuff does matter. Playing really cold games as a receiver sucks, especially when you're like a finesse guy. He's a finesse guy.
Yeah.
I mean, all I can assess is what I watched. And
He didn't look good.
Yeah, he didn't.
I mean,
look
dude,
good
I took Diggs
the second half of the season. Dude, I hope he turns it around. I want the Texans to be good. I freaking love CJ Stroud. I'm just saying what I saw.
I hate that I love Stroud, dude. I hate Ohio State with every single fiber of my being.
Come on, let it go, dude. He's a player. He moved on, and he's now in the NFL.
Yeah, I love him.
There you go.
I said I hate that I love him though. I do.
Why?
Because he's an Ohio State guy.
Dude, he's a man of God, dude. He always thanks God
won
first.
The Natty this year. Let it go.
Yeah, let it go, dude.
Let it go, JD. We just beat Ohio State 3 times in a row. We're fine.
I'm a huge Stroud fan,
let it go,
bro. So,
all right, let's move this conversation to the Bills here. I have a hot take. I'll start us off, and I know I'm going to get hate for this. I know it. In my mind, Josh Allen is a top 5. In my mind, he's top 3 in the league at the position. Mahomes at number 1, obviously. I think that the Bills are good enough. I don't think they have as good of a coach, obviously, in Andy Reid. Mahomes is a little bit better. I think the Bills are good enough, like the Chiefs are, that it doesn't really matter who he's throwing the ball to. They're going to be fine. Draft a good receiver. Maybe they pick up another one somehow. Kincaid's going to go crazy. And I think the Bills are going to be just fine, and they're going to be competing in the playoffs again.
Dude,
there's a chance to go.
There's receivers out there. If they have a good GM department or like player personnel department, you can find receivers that just pop up. Like,
why are you
not gonna?
That was a hot take, John.
Because dude, every single day that I stream and people talk, people hate
really,
Allen.
Kurt?
Dude, social media right now is so brain dead when it comes to football. Like, I have people clamoring about Tua being top 5 and like willing to die on that hill, and I'm just like,
I think, dude, that's just people, bro.
No one think about it. Okay, so I want your gut reaction, just without even kind of thinking.
I love these games
of the age. Okay, who lost more important pieces this offseason, the Bills or the Dolphins? Go.
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Thank you.
Or defense.
So, yes. So it's like I think the Dolphins lost more players in key positions who are still in the prime of their career, whereas you can tell the Bills they're not what's it called? They're
moving on from older people.
Right. They're resetting. They're not like what's the word? Rebuilding. They're just resetting.
Yeah, dude.
I think that's kind of what the Bills are doing with Diggs. I mean, he wasn't fitting on the team. He wasn't doing great. I consistently bet on Stefan Diggs a lot
every week.
Literally, I bet on him every week.
He never
every reception line.
Dude, I did. When I was doing, I do a little bit of everything, right? Sometimes Tim will send like some FanDuel stuff and and I would pick him as like my MVP whenever the Bills were having a highlight game, like a Thursday night only game or something like that. And dude, he would just tank, bro. Yeah. Like anyone that picked Diggs, like it's just so. I'm not saying he's bad. Obviously, Diggs was, in my opinion, at a time like one of the top wide receivers in the NFL. I think it's great that he's moved on, and I think he'll probably honestly, but like, what are you gonna do? Like, who are you gonna put your number 1 CB on, right? Like Stefan Diggs in Buffalo was the number one the entire time, right? He was always taking the number 1 cornerback. So now that he's not gonna be there, right? Like I think he's gonna probably pop off. In my opinion, like I would probably take him I would take his lines like the first couple of games because I think that I really do think he's gonna perform.
People don't want to hear this. Like you look at so they got, for you that do not know, they got Curtis Samuel from Washington and they got Mac Hollins from Atlanta. I'm going to say that Mac Hollins made more impressive plays than Gabe Davis did last year. Mac Hollins just played for Arthur Smith. But some of the plays that he made, he's head topping people. He's like dunking on people. I'm like, yo, like this dude doing in this Arthur Smith offense. And then you look at Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel was a better football player last year than Stephon Diggs.
Yes, dude. Did you
see
how Washington used him, Kurt?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like, what do you do with think about how the Dolphins use Hill. If you have a player who has skills, you get him the ball in positions where he's going to be in space. Curtis Samuel would do sweeps. He would do ends around. Like they would find ways because he's quick.
Curtis Samuel was better than Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs combined last year. And I don't really care what anybody else has to say about him. When you just turn on the film and watch how he played football, he played ball faster with more purpose and could be moved around as a gadget guy. And then you add Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins is he's just a guy, but he made plays in an offense that didn't even throw the ball. And He's good in the run game. What do the Bills do? They run the damn football. And you need receivers that are willing to block. And I saw a lot of unwillingness to block in Buffalo last year from the receiver room. So they kept the guy that was really making plays for them, Shakir. He was their best receiver last year, and it wasn't close. So,
dude, you just got me really excited because I watched a bunch of Curtis Samuel film, but I did not watch a lot of Mac Hollins. So that's interesting.
I didn't either. Well, and they both did it with bottom 12 quarterbacks.
Bottom. I would say Sam Howell was slinging it, but he was also turning the ball over like crazy.
Right. Yeah, he had a lot of fantasy points. He was leading fantasy for a while there. Yeah.
If Sam Howell could just not throw interceptions, money.
Yep. So we're all thinking the Bills are going to be fine.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Ty, what are you looking at, dude?
I'm bleeding. From my stitches.
Respect.
What did you do? You were sweating about over there? You kicked your chair?
No, it's on the bottom of my foot, so kicking it wouldn't have done anything. I don't know. I don't know how it happens. So hang on, I have a little Band-Aid here.
Just have one of the dogs come look it off.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude, this is hands down the most uncomfortable spot on the absolute planet. I'm sorry. What was the question? What was
you think the Bills are gonna be fine? We all think the Bills are gonna be fine. We're all on the same
I think
page.
that the Bills did. I think that the Bills do what a lot of people like in sports everywhere, like they refuse to do, which is like they are not hanging on to like the glory days. They're not hanging on to what worked, right? Stefan Diggs obviously was their number one for the longest time, and he popped off very consistently, but it's not working. They realized it. Like he wasn't producing, and they let him go. Like, and it's. That's, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that's what separates, just, teams that are, have terrible years time in and time out because they don't, they hang on to like one guy instead of just resetting, and so I think it's a great play. I think that's why they're one of the top organizations, in my opinion.
I should have worn my Josh Allen jersey tonight. Darn it.
Dude, I love watching Josh Allen play football. Like I know people shit on him for the interceptions and stuff. The way he played football down the stretch, dude, can definitely convince me that I don't give a shit who's on the field with him. Like, as long as they are good enough and willing to do whatever it takes, Josh Allen's going to find a way.
Dude, that win streak was sick.
And he's gonna run the ball even better next year.
I mean, Chris, you tweeted it out. You tweeted it out, and I completely agree. I think you tweeted this out, right? Like you said that if they win, if they make it to the playoffs, if they make it to the Super Bowl or they win, it would be hands down like one of the greatest, like, just runs of all time.
Yeah,
time.
Then the Chiefs did that too, like the gauntlet the Chiefs went through. But I tweeted that a long time ago. Like when the Bills, what were they, like 5-7? They were like low. They were low at one point, and I was like, dude, they still got a shot. So.
Yep. And look at them go, baby. All right, lots happened since we last met, guys. There's new kickoff rules. I'll explain what those are because we do have a lot of people who come in the chat every single day and talk about the sports show and how they're falling in love with sports for the first time. So they don't know, they might not know what's going on here. But let me just summarize the new kickoff rules, and we'll get your takes on it. So the change has to do with where players will position themselves prior to kickoff. Like before, the kicking team's kicker will continue to kick from the 35-yard line, but rather than being flanked by its teammates, the rest of the kicking team will line up at the opponent's 40. Which eliminates the running head start typically seen during kickoffs, which will eliminate injuries, which is why one of the main reasons why they did this, and to increase kickoff returns. Meanwhile, the returning team will field up to 2 returners in the backfield, and the rest of the team will line up in a new setup zone between the 30 and 35-yard line. Only the kicker and returners will be allowed to move until a returner touches the ball, and then it's all hats off. And then there's some other rules that go along with that that are going to increase the amount of kick returns that happen and hopefully minimize some of the injury. There's also a new onside kick rule where you can only onside kick in the 4th quarter, and you have to also let the referee know that you're going to do it beforehand.
That's pretty cringe.
I hate that part of the rule, but the new kickoff rule in general, to me, safer, bigger kickoff returns, and just better field position in general. They're going to make you return it, or you're going to get punished for it and get the ball further down the field.
Have to now because your team is so far up the field. Like, how could you can't even really onside kick? So the whole team has to set up differently.
Right, for sure. But that's the only thing.
It's like an entirely different declared play, just like saying you want to go for a 1 or a 2 point conversion. It's entirely declared different.
Yeah.
So I also think, dude, this creates a huge boost for kickoff returners and their value to the team.
Yep.
To steal an average 5 to 10 yards extra every single possession, it's cool to see. Like some of the analytics we used to study was field position and percentage of times ending in a touchdown on that drive based on field position. And it's just kind of crazy how each 5 to 10 yards changes your probability of scoring by so much over the course of a season. And there's so many drives. There's like, what, 10 drives in a game or so, something like that, 8 to 10. I don't know. So I'm cool to see, like, what are the stat differences this next year? How many more kickoff returns for a touchdown?
Oh, dude,
and
it's gonna make
rugby.
It's gonna make defenses.
How many studs do you start to see back there?
I was just gonna say, Chris, JMO for the Lions absolutely is an option now to kick return. Kurt, as a football player, do you think that it really will be you'll see less injuries?
I think so, because it's going to come down, like, the problem with kickoff is you get guys running down full speed and then have to hit the brakes while getting hit. And when you're already further down there, you are more like gathering and corralling than you are trying to like fly through and kill somebody. So I'd imagine the top speed that guys reach on kickoff on average is going to be way lower besides the return man. So I don't know, man. It's going to look like an entirely different play. It's probably going to look a little bit more like rugby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead, Tom.
I love it. I was saying I love it. Right, I think that there are, like, we were trying to reduce injuries. I mean, I think we're probably going to talk about this too. That the hip drop tackle being removed. It's like, I think that they should they should take every single measure to reduce as many injuries as possible. That like doesn't drastically affect the game. And in my opinion, like, kick returns, like, let's be real, they've been boring as hell, like, ever since Devin Hester, like, after Devin Hester retired. Like, they've been useless and boring. So, like, I like it. I think that this is something that it's cool. NFL changes rules all the time after a year if they don't go well. So, like, it's going to be a test year, and if it works out really well, I'm all for it.
Yep. To respond to somebody who just said the kickers are just going to kick it into the end zone, they'll be punished now for that. You get better field position now if they're going to kick a touchback. So the kicking team is now incentivized to kick the ball into the field of play for a return to happen. Otherwise, the team's going to get the ball. I think they get it on the 35 or 40, dude. Like, if you do a touchback.
Touchbacks are disincentivized. So this is like play football.
Go play ball. Dude, like, I mean, the kickoff has been a formality for many years.
Yeah.
Like,
get rid of it, dude.
Dude, we're going to see, you know how much fun it's going to be to bet on whether or not a kick return for a touchdown happens now? Well, I mean, it's going to be so fun.
So that's going to be, dude, I was going to say, if you're a betting man and you're a fantasy football man, like, defenses.
All of those, brother.
All of those. All
of those
defenses,
special teams.
Defense, special teams are going to be so important now.
Yeah.
So important. So.
Dude, we've got to get some watch parties this year, like, in person.
100%.
It'd be a blast.
We have to get with Tyler's going to be the biggest hurdle for that. We have to get Tyler because you hate traveling and you're so bougie, dude. Just hop on.
Listen, I already Justin and I have had plenty of conversations.
Good.
And we're well aware of
Have you heard of the United? There's a status which you would have immediately on United that's ahead of first class. They'll walk you to the plane and seat you before everyone else or after everyone else, your choice.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Good, because that's what we're gonna be doing next year.
I've only done that internationally one time. It was great, but, like, I don't know how to do that, like, myself. Right?
I got you.
I've never done that because I'm a teacher.
My buddy's a pilot for United. I got you.
Thank you, John.
He'll help you with it so that you can travel, so we can do cool stuff like this. Watch parties, Kurt, is gonna be what it's all about, man.
Give me a beach bonfire with Wi-Fi and a projector.
Right,
watching the game on the beach.
And a Sunday night football game.
Dude, by the way, they have that around us, Kurt. I don't know if you're moving away from Florida though, right?
No, we're staying here. We're just moving like a couple minutes down the road.
Dude, sensational. Okay, so there's a spot. I'll text you when football season starts back up. There's a spot that is like that's the place you go to, man.
Oh, I love it.
We're gonna have to get a tequila sponsor
beach. Though. Oh, absolutely, dude.
Give me the frozen margs, brother.
Yes, dude. If we're gonna be on a beach, I want the salt around that rim.
I'm not gonna lie to you boys. About 2 weeks ago, I had a frozen marg day out on the beach, Grayton Beach. Shout out to Chiringo. I don't know have you ever been there, Tyler?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
not off the top of my head. It doesn't. No.
Boys, Grayton Beach. Whenever you get to 30A next time, just know.
Yeah.
Frozen margs and Billy Ocean was the drink name.
Ooh.
Sign me up, brother.
It was everything. I was Billy Ocean by the end of the night, boys.
I'm in.
It was good.
That sounds fun. Kurt, you're gonna do this one, buddy. Hip drop tackles are now banned. Can you explain to everybody what that is? what the hip drop tackle is, and then a little context. Apparently, it's only happened, they think, on average about once a game, so they don't think it's going to be called a ton. But a lot of people are worried that there's just going to be that if somebody's beat, it's going to be impossible to tackle them without doing this kind of a move. So if you explain what a hip drop tackle is, and then we'll chat about what we think about it.
So a hip drop tackle is a tackle that you basically let your body go limp as you wrap around the player with your arms to let your full weight just drop to the ground so he can't have momentum and you're not. Sometimes when you go to tackle somebody, your own body is helping them stay up because you're not dropping to the ground. So it's a way to secure a tackle by chopping out their legs with your dead weight of your body. I actually had a version of this happen to me in preseason where a guy went to wrap me up and fell on the back of my legs as I was trying to break out of a sack and tore my turf toe ligament on the bottom of my foot. It dislocated my big toe, cost me my season, had to get surgery. And so I'm very much like, yeah, I think it's a little bit of a soft rule, but I know there's going to be less injuries. I know there's going to be less surgeries. Like it will save some dudes' careers. So I think in the essence of the game, you can tackle people without hip dropping. Like I truly believe that. You might get messed up in the process. You might get some more concussions, but I don't know.
Do you think that there's truth to some of the people that have been saying that Aiden Hutchinson is one of the people who does it the most, or do you think not really?
I mean, he does it, but it's not illegal. It's not going to change. I don't think it's going to change his game. It's just, it's a quicker way to take someone down. So if you're a D lineman and you're trying to secure a sack and not let a quarterback throw out of a sack, then you're going to hip drop so that you get him down as quick as possible, as awkward as possible. It's just, I mean, it's a vicious game. So, I mean, to say he does it all the time, it's a smart play based on how the rules are now, because you're getting somebody down quicker and they can't like pull their legs out from underneath of them. So
you think he'll be fine? He'll just have to figure out a better way to do it. Okay,
he'll be fine. Like it doesn't.
He'll just start
it's not going to
concussing
ruin his
quarterbacks.
game. Yeah, dude. Like that's the other thing, dude. Is like if you ask any receiver in the NFL if they're running across the middle of the field and they want to get hit, where do they want to get hit? They would take a head-on-head or a chest shot 100 out of 100 times. They do not want to get hit in the knees or ankles. Like I would rather be blacked out, knocked out cold across the middle of the field than someone take out my knee. Like, and I know brain damage and all that other stuff, but like in the moment, I do not want my knee facing the wrong direction. And we've seen that, dude. We see it every year. And it's like, well, what do you want me to do? You don't want me to hit him high, so I'm going to take him out where I know I can get him. And it's like, well, you didn't have to go that low. Well, like, dude, it's a fast game. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
I don't know. From a player's perspective, people want high hits. The league's saying take care of concussions, now take care of knees and ankles. So, like, the strike zone is really small for defenders right now.
Yeah, that's
my favorite thing about the NFL, Chris. My favorite thing. We really care about player safety. No hip drop tackles. Kickoff returns are going to be changed. Also, games on Christmas on Wednesday. Don't care. Also Thursday and Sunday, and there's no bye week beforehand. Like it's absolutely wild to me.
Yeah, I
Welcome
think like
to the NFL.
I get where some of the defenders are coming from, because it's just like sometimes it's like, what are you supposed to do? But I want to hold off my opinion until I kind of see how it's called the first few weeks.
Yeah, I agree. And then, it's kind of like, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, you watch soccer. I notice it more and more. Someone's got a breakaway, like you kind of, you tackle them from behind, or you take the yellow card because you'd rather take the yellow card than the touchdown. Or, well, if we're talking for football, you'd rather take. So maybe people are still going to hip drop tackle, right? If it's like a one-on-one and they know that they will not be able to, tackle them any other way, like, they'll be like, all right, well, I'm at the 50-yard line. So if I hit them here, they get a 15-yard penalty and we can still stop them from scoring a touchdown. Or do I just, I think we're going to see, I think we're going to see on purpose tackles like that as well this year, knowing that they're going to get a, penalty.
Yeah, Ty, that's a lot of people's argument for why the NFL should not adopt the college football pass interference rule, right? In college football, it's always 15. It's never spot a foul because they're like, it'll just happen. But in college, it doesn't happen as often as you would think, where somebody looks like they're going to catch a touchdown, and so instead they just interfere or tackle them beforehand. Like, you just don't see it that often.
Dude, the good coach team, we had one team when I played in college do that. I think it was Indiana. They weren't a great team, but they were obviously coached really well in the rules. We had 3 go balls that, like, dudes had a chance, and PI holding, like they were deliberately like, well, it's only a 15-yard penalty, so we're not going to get bombed for 50. And I'm like, that's a rule in college that's got to change.
You think it should be spot a foul?
Oh, 100%. It has to. Like,
See,
if I'm
somebody-
going to bomb somebody 60 yards and you're going to PI or tackle him because you know he's going to catch it on you, that's like, you should tackle them every time.
Yeah, I'm surprised why people don't do it for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I just think the discrepancy between the offense, like the receivers and the safeties and corners, sometimes the receiver, like, do you see how open people get in college?
Dude, in
Oh,
college
it's
is
disgusting.
wild.
It's disgusting.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. College
That's
football is a
fascinating.
wild product, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
sure
watching
more
more
teams
this
would
year.
do it if people could catch some of these receivers.
Yeah, boys. I think that it'll be important for us to cover. Like, if we're gonna do 2-hour shows during the football season, that like 90 minutes needs to be NFL and 30 minutes for sure needs to be college football.
I'm locked in on college football this year,
Yeah,
boys.
I'm
Like
down.
Same.
now
I'm
that I've
excited.
broken down the draft stuff, like I'm like, holy shit, why have I not been watching all year?
Dude, perfect transition, Kurt, into JJ McCarthy. I love our interactions the last few weeks on Twitter when you bring up Harbaugh and what they're doing with JJ and hyping him up. A lot of people are saying he's a top 5 pick right now. People are putting him in top 3 in their quarterbacks. Some putting him at 2 or 1. Where do you guys think that JJ McCarthy belongs being drafted?
Man.
I mean, I would only draft 2 quarterbacks in the top 10, and their names are Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels.
Thank you,
Okay,
Chris.
if it was my franchise, those were the 2 that I would take top 10. I would take from 10 to 20. I would take JJ. I don't think I would trade up a ton of assets for JJ McCarthy, and I do think that that's what's going to happen. Dude, 4 quarterbacks in the top 5 is like minus 300 something on DraftKings.
It's insane, bro.
That's
And dude, this is my point. Like, quarterbacks, as good as they are, there's like, unless you have a certain floor as like this generational freak, in my opinion, which I think Caleb Williams in his own right is one, and how he plays the game, and Jaden Daniels is one. Chris, I see it the very same way. I know a lot of guys are going to get drafted early in the first just because that's what teams do, they reach. But the opportunity cost of taking a quarterback top 10, you are giving up a surefire, absolute freak at every other position, because there's going to be a nasty DN that is going to change your team if you take him top 10. There's going to be a
Dude, think about the
receiver or
offensive
2 or
tackles.
3. The
The
offensive tackles
in this draft, the receivers, like you said.
like, you get receivers, you got a few DBs, they're going to be like probably 10 to 20. But I'm just like, it's more about opportunity cost than what is JJ McCarthy. And if you're willing to draft JJ McCarthy top 10, you're willing to give up the opportunity cost of having like a Dallas Turner who's an edge that's a monster. You're willing to give up the opportunity cost of an Adunze, a Neighbors, a Harrison, a Joe Alt, even Bowers at tight end. Like, you're giving up a lot for a quarterback that you think could be pretty good, which I think JJ could have a really good career. But quarterbacks need other teammates more so than any other position in football to have good careers, where I don't know, man. I think quarterbacks come around a little more than other players do. And I like the Lions' approach to building a team. Go get somebody who was a reject after his first contract if you're not going to absolutely get this like Lamar Jackson or Mahomes or whatever type of player. Go build your team for 3 to 4 years. Go do what the Falcons did. They took Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and Bijan Robinson, and then they went to free agency in year 4 with a new coach and have Kirk Cousins, and now all of a sudden they're favored to win the division and make a deep playoff run. Where if you are in a top 10 pick, you're probably not there for the right reason, and if you take a quarterback, he's got to be somebody that can elevate everyone in the building. And I don't think that JJ McCarthy's that guy. I think he's really good. I think he could go somewhere and play well, but he's not going to change a franchise like Caleb Williams will or Jaden Daniels.
Or if he is going to change your franchise like that, it's like you said, then you better understand the opportunity cost.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I don't think a lot of teams do when they see their guy.
Dude, this is a great story. I did a show today with Johnny Manziel, and we were talking about his past and stuff and like his draft process, and he was almost a surefire pick to go to the Jaguars that year. And if it wasn't the Jaguars, people thought he was going to go to the Rams. And he had been talking with the GMs of both, like his agents were in tune with all of it, whatever. The Jaguars ended up taking Blake Bortles over him instead. And then the Rams. I think the Rams had 2 picks in the top 15 or whatever. The Rams took somebody else with their first pick, from what he told me, and then it was the whole story was about the second pick. They were almost sure that they were going to take Johnny, but this other player fell to them that they didn't plan on drafting, that they didn't think would be available. And they were like, look, man, like, we don't need a quarterback that bad, even though we really need one, to not take this player that's going to be a 10-year starter for us. That player was Aaron Donald.
Dang.
And they had no plans of taking Aaron Donald. But if you have some of these guys that can be a staple of your franchise for 10 years, you don't risk it on a quarterback. And that's like the story of opportunity cost, that some of these teams are going to mess it up.
I like it. Ty?
Damn, dude.
JJ.
I mean, I don't know where he's going to end up, but I completely agree with what Kurt's saying. I think that a lot of people, they try to just start with the god tier quarterback who they think is going to change their entire franchise. But at the end of the day, right? Like you look at quarterbacks that have stepped up recently that, like, I'm completely, yes, I was going to say Brock Purdy. I've been completely like not thinking about the NFL because I've just been so like just stuck in every other sport right now. But yeah, you have people like Brock Purdy, right? Like third string, dude's a nobody, right? And pops off and is like the starter for, one of the best teams in the NFL right now. I think that there is a lot more quarterback talent that can get the job done. Here's the way of putting it. I think there's more quarterback talent in the world, and especially in the NFL, that can get the job done. And I don't think that you can say the same about, that guy on defense, right?
Aiden
like
Hutchinson?
Right. And Aiden Hutchinson, Aaron Donald, right? TJ Watt, like those players, you can't pass them up. So where's he going to go? Dude,
you don't have to say where. You don't have to say where. Just top 5 or top 10 if you think he belongs there.
I don't know. I'll say top 10, dude.
Okay. So I'm gonna have I've got to go ahead and clip this for freezing cold takes. This will maybe be the first time I get put on there.
Takes, dude.
I legitimately think that JJ will have the best career out of everyone in this draft. I don't think he's ready to go. I don't think he's ready. Like, I think Jaden Daniels plug and play for sure right now. Maybe even Caleb Williams more than JJ. But his athleticism, he really reminds me of Josh Allen. Like
he's
he
athletic.
He's athletic.
How
he
tall
does
is he?
have an arm.
He's not tall.
He's what, 6'2"
He's
or 3? He's not short.
He could do. I was gonna say 6'2", 6'3". He can get the job done.
I mean, he's not a linebacker.
Right. Like Josh Allen can literally pull. I love that face you just made, Chris. Like, yeah.
And I've watched every one of his games. I've seen almost every throw JJ's made. I've never watched him and thought that guy's going to kill it in the NFL until the playoff game and the championship game when he led that team. He was calm, cool, collected, and the team wasn't built around his arm. It just wasn't. It was built around his athleticism and running the ball with Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. And so allowing him to throw, allowing him to be that guy, to be that athlete, I do think that he is going to be a top 10 quarterback in the next 5 to 10 years. That said, I agree with everything Kurt said. Like, yeah, is that worth it for the Vikings when they need defense? Maybe not. Maybe the Patriots. I feel like he's a great fit for the Patriots.
I was going to.
Could have a Tom Brady-esque career if he goes there. That's a stretch, but I think he's good.
Say.
He's Tom Brady, but can run.
I was going to say
Patriots.
Patriots.
His person, and you guys can't get mad at me for this. Do you know who his personality reminds me of a little bit?
Oh God,
Ooh,
give us a realm. Oh,
I disagree. I think that maybe like his playfulness, but Russell Wilson, is not like competitive. Wasn't that like one of his biggest issues? Was like he's just not a competitive guy. Like he was. No, dude. There was like this whole thing like towards the end of his career or when he came back. That doesn't mean his competitive nature. Like I swear I remember something.
He's not a killer.
He's not a killer. I swear I remember something.
Like a quirky dude, man.
I don't know. Hang on, dude. I don't know how to explain it.
Dude.
I don't know where I saw this from. I saw this from somewhere, dude. Where like when they weren't doing well or something, like he's not like the first guy in, bro. He's not like the first guy in the locker room, right, or in the weight room. Like he's not that guy, right? And he wants to win, but it's not like he's like, you know what I mean? This like dog. He doesn't have that dog in him, right? Like Broncos country. That's right. Like that.
Yeah, that reminds me of JJ.
First of all, someone said JJ doesn't have. JJ has a cannon arm. He has a cannon arm. They didn't have a wide receiver number 1 like a Dunze or a Neighbors running up, being able to catch the ball. They have a bunch of short guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown trying to make these plays in Michigan. Anyway, I digress. Fellas, the greatest tweet of all time this entire year was when somebody tweeted a picture of JJ McCarthy meditating by the by the thing, and somebody goes, JJ McCarthy, the only sad, depressed 18-year-old white kid who Googled how to cure depression, and it worked.
Dude, oh
my favorite tweet ever, dude. I just
But
have a
that's
positive
also
outlook on
another
life.
reason why he reminds me of Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
By the way,
100%.
what he's doing is what every single kicker should be doing. By the way, before every single game is enter that level of
Focusing,
meditation.
baby.
That level of meditation, bro. Because I thought
It's
people
called the
say
monkey
kicking.
mind.
People say
called
it's
the
all
monkey mind.
mental,
Get rid
bro.
of the
People say
monkey mind.
kicking is all mental.
Yeah.
All mental. It's all
Dude,
mental.
remember we interviewed that guy in the Super Squares?
Yeah, Anderson.
Gary Anderson.
Yes, I remember that interview. I remember that interview almost verbatim.
Dude,
Jonathan.
it was so. I mean, he's like,
He said
I made
he
that
was
kick. I made that kick in my hotel room the night before.
Yes, he said I made that. Yep. He's like, dude,
He
you picture
envisioned himself kicking from every part of the field at every single spot, every single game, and then he was like, I already made the kick in my head.
Yeah, that's nuts. But that's
electric.
that's the way the cookie crumbles, bro.
Absolute beast. All right, guys, let's talk a little fantasy football.
Fantasy.
Kurt's itching.
Are we,
yeah,
are we gonna have a league this year, boy?
We're doing a league. It's
Show
gonna
league.
be
Show
a
league.
content creator league. Benkert and Blevins Bro show. We'll get a sponsor for it. There'll be prizes. There'll be some content we got to put out. It'll be great.
Yeah, I need it. I need
100%. It's gonna be. It'll be a good segment for the show too. It'll be a
Boys,
good
I-
segment.
I need to
Zircon,
tell you
let me
what
do-
I fleeced. I fleeced last year when Jordan Love was having his downturn. Trevor Lawrence was kind of like where he was, like normal, and then he fell off. I traded away Trevor Lawrence for Jordan Love, George Pickens, Cortland Sutton, and a 4th-round pick. Absolutely bent over the league. Respectfully.
Respectfully, of course.
I gave Chris. Who did I give you, Chris? Sam Laporta, and I kept Mark Andrews, and then Mark Andrews got hurt,
Yep.
and Sam Laporta popped off. Yeah, that was tough.
That was huge for
Listen,
me.
I know it's way too early to talk fantasy, but I do want. Here's the question I have, and I think it's a really good one. And people are asking me every day, so I'm like, why not just talk about it right now? Way too early. Who's your number one pick in fantasy for next year?
Christian McCaffrey.
Number
McCaffrey. Yeah, you
dude,
get the number one pick. 12 man league PPR. Who do you take number one overall?
Chris, did you say what? You say wide receivers over before running backs, Chris, right? Or is it
No,
is it,
my,
I say running backs.
Mine, I'm like the Lions, dude. I go best available. So like, my thing is how many points is this player going to get me a game versus the team across from me? So the reason I like McCaffrey over like a Chase or a Justin Jefferson is because he will pretty much win me that RB1 slot every single week. And I know I can plug and play. This league is getting deep with these awesome receivers. So I know I can plug and play.
Discrepancies.
Right. Correct. And that's the only reason I'm taking McCaffrey over those stud receivers. I have Amon-Ra in the top 10 this year.
I don't know. I feel like Amon-Ra might not have a. I don't know. I'm worried that he kind of had a good year. And I still think. I mean, dude, have we made any like any attempts at getting a DK Metcalf, or like are we still just do we still not have like that big
we
guy?
do not have an extra unless you consider JMO our like an.
I don't at all. But I love that again. I mentioned this earlier. I love that we finally started utilizing him instead of just sending him straight down the field as a distraction. We're actually giving him routes and getting him the ball. So I'm excited about that. But no, anyways, I would pick to answer your question, Jonathan. McCaffrey, John, for sure.
Are you ready for? Okay, before so Chris and Ty, you both say McCaffrey, right? Kurt, you haven't said anything yet, right? Let's wait. I'm gonna give you. This is shocking me. I'm going to give you the top 10 PPR fantasy scores from last year. I guarantee you'll be shocked. Number one. Anyone have a guess? Number one?
Puka.
Most points? Nope. Josh Allen.
Oh, that doesn't. Quarterbacks don't count, dude.
What do you mean quarterbacks don't count? Yes, they do.
No, they
Quarterbacks?
don't. Because think about it. How many fantasy teams are there normally in a league on average?
12. 10 or
How
12.
many quarterbacks can you start?
Right. 32.
One.
I'm in a 2-man league.
So it doesn't
Quarterback
matter.
league.
I hear you, but like that's a ton because he had a ton of rushing touchdowns. The next person, CeeDee Lamb at number 2.
Yes,
Yeah.
he popped off.
Well, say.
Yep.
I think
After
that's
that,
over.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Number
Best
4,
running back.
Tyreek Hill. Number 5, Jalen Hurts. 6, Dak Prescott. 7, Lamar Jackson. 8, Amon-Ra.
Say goodbye to Jalen Hurts, by the way.
Dude, 9, Jordan Love. 10,
agree.
Brock Purdy. 11, Jared Goff. Puka Nacua, 12.
Right.
Yeah,
And
Puka
how
was
many-
amazing.
so how many
Brees
running
Hall
backs-
was 14.
So how many running backs were in that list?
Yep. Just
John,
one.
how many running backs were in your top 10?
Besides Brees Hall.
Like 2?
Dude,
towards the end.
I'm going to tell you right now, the
That was
one
my
running
point.
back,
Yeah.
the one running back that I'm ready to see make the jump this year that I'm like fully expecting,
Bijan.
Bijan. How'd you know?
Yeah. Come on, dude. But how do I know? Because I remember what the biggest disappointment was Bijan Robinson, and not because he wasn't playing well, but because he wasn't being utilized.
Every time he touched the ball, dude, something special happened, and now you have an actual passing
Same with
threat.
J-Mo, by the way, like, which is why, like, yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, no.
Yeah, dude. You have a real passing threat now. Like Kirk Cousins is going to distribute the rock. The defenses are going to have to play more shell, which leads to more rushing attempts versus good boxes. Bijan season, baby.
Bijan season.
I would say Gibbs if Montgomery wasn't there, but
dude,
he's going to get his.
Yeah,
I love both of them.
The issue with him, like going, like you said, top 10 is just that touchdown. Like,
Boys,
how many touchdowns is he going to get?
You would love. I talked to Todd Gurley today. I had him on the show, and he was giving me his favorite running backs, his favorite young running backs right now, Bijan, Gibbs, and Brees. And he lit up when we talked about Gibbs. Gibbs was his favorite to watch run.
Dude, absolutely.
I love it. And he just got better as the year went on.
I enjoy watching all of them.
And that's exactly what Dan said, bro. Which gives me so much faith in our team, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He's like, trust the process, man. Trust the process. I want him to see the game. I want him to see what the game's like. He's gonna get his touches, and he got his touches, dude.
Did you hear what Dan Campbell said when they about watching the NFC Championship game? They didn't watch the first half.
Yeah, they just watched the second half.
I love him so much. There's not a coach like him in the league, dude. We're not even gonna watch the first half when we dominated. We're only watching the second half. That's where we mess up. That's where we need to learn. I love it. I absolutely is a dog. Yeah. Tyreek Hill's my number one pick right now. Gun to my head, Tyreek Hill.
Oh,
I feel like every week whoever had him won their game.
I'll say this right now, dude. I'll say this right now. I'll say this right now about Tyreek over McCaffrey over anyone, bro. Well, I guess it probably applies to McCaffrey. It's Tyreek Hill until it's not.
Yeah.
It is Tyreek Hill like round 1 or round 2 every single year until it's not. The dude got hurt in like one of the final games. I don't remember if it was the playoffs or like if it was like leading up to the playoffs, and he comes back in and still almost hit his over his yards. Do you remember that?
Oh, I was so pissed because they would have voided his first half. He left in the first half, didn't hit. Then he came back in the second,
and he got like he got like 20 more yards, which wasn't enough. And Reed, bro. I know, bro. I know. Hey, it's all right, dude.
I can't wait to gamble with you guys this year. I'm really excited.
Dude, my bankroll is fat.
My only issue with that, John, is like, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. You don't know what?
Like, what? He's scoring 2 touchdowns a game, it felt like.
Dude, John, I'm not saying he's not an amazing player, and I'm not saying he's not going to win you weeks. I'm just saying at the number 1 pick, what you're giving up in the value of McCaffrey, like where he sits. Like, dude, think about it.
You can't replace McCaffrey's production.
You have to start 2 running backs. You have to start 2 receivers. So I'm just saying, like that stuff matters.
Give me Tyreek Hill and Gibbs and Monty.
Okay.
Over on CMC.
I'm not saying it's a bad pick. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I hear you. Watch me take Josh Allen. I want to be a psycho this year. Go QB first. I roast people for the last 10 years for doing that.
Dude, awesome. It works for me in my league.
I'll get CJ Stroud in the 12th round again.
That's a good point.
Dude, there's always one quarterback in the 10th through 12th who just is top 5.
Jared Goff, baby. Did you guys hear the news about the NFL Network today? Kurt, do you have any insider information on that, bro? Like, they laid off a ton of employees, including, by the way, they made a ton of money this year. Red Zone made more money than it's ever made. All of us multiple times talked about Andrew Siciliano and how good he is at being the face of NFL Red Zone. I've done, obviously, way smaller scale, way smaller. I've done the grind of sitting down watching every game for 3 years of Super Squares, Thursday night, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. It is a grind.
Andrew Siciliano is not the leader of Red Zone.
That's what it just said. That's what I read. Yeah. It said the face of NFL Red Zone.
No, the face of NFL Red Zone is not Andrew Siciliano.
Okay, so who is it?
Andrew Siciliano.
Thank you for correcting me. Is the Red Zone guy gone, or is he there?
No, Red Zone guy got a fat payday, I think.
Okay, so he's still there. So Siciliano, why did the literal tweet from Schefter said Siciliano, face of the Red Zone?
Siciliano's a great reporter.
Okay, so Red Zone guy's saying Siciliano's gone.
Yeah, he's not the face of Red Zone.
Thank you for the correction there, brother.
Aggregators are replacing reporters' jobs, and they're beating them to it.
What do you mean?
And it, like the aggregator, so Schefter tweets it, and then like all these other like news outlets pick it up and just put it up. Like the reporters having long thought out takes on video form don't matter anymore as much as like just a video or a picture and an image. Like there aren't reporters going live before games, and they're going and doing that, but they're not getting the views that like all the other actual engagement for quick reporting of the news gets. And my source, what they said today, SB Nation also laid off a ton of people and pods. The climate right now unofficially is that NFL Network is apparently looking for some kind of buyout or merger. That's that's what they think wants to happen. Speculation around a company like Apple buying them out. I don't know. But the main point is like, can you tell the difference between ESPN, NBC, CBS, Fox, and NFL Network in what they're putting out as a product? Not really. Like I couldn't even tell you which network each of these people works for because I don't know.
Yeah, it all seems pretty similar.
It's the same. Nobody's doing what the boys are doing over here on this show.
Come on now, dude. Right, which is speaking their minds and doing the research, man. Yep. Taking the time to really give you that authentic opinion, right? Those, you know what I mean, dude? We're out here. We support the players. We want the players to thrive. We want the players to succeed, man. But we also, we gotta let them know if they suck, right? Stefan Diggs, talking. To you. I'm kidding.
Oh my God. There's too many people
I'm just
right
kidding.
now.
I'm just
There's
kidding.
just so many people that are reporting what is happening. Where I think the climate that we live in right now with social media and the way that it all works is you have like a couple people you want to report, then people are really waiting on the opinions of the people they want to hear the opinions of.
Right.
And the people that used to be only reporting, people don't really care to hear about that anymore because they've already got it. They're already late to the news. They're reporting something that's already happened a day or two ago. They want to hear opinions. So that's my take on it.
And maybe reporters are just getting things too wrong because right now on Yahoo, Andrew Siciliano, face of Red Zone Channel, and others opt out at NFL Network. That's the Yahoo headline where I got that information from. It's wrong. So
Weird.
Anyway, feel horrible for all the guys that got let go. But I think you're right, Kurt. It's that content is new king, for sure. And especially with all these, like you're leading the charge. There's a lot of other really good former NFL players that are doing some cool stuff. And as we know now, current NFL players that are doing podcasts, and that's just eating up all the people's attention.
Well, dude, it's been like that for a really long. It's been like that for the last couple of years, man. And I think it's happening now more than ever. But like, you have old players would eventually, like, what happens when you retire if you were a personality and if you were famous enough, right? Like look at Shaquille O'Neal, right? Look at
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley is who I was trying to think of. And like you have that with commentators, right? Tony Romo, like the ex players, they're coming in, they're casting, they're taking, people want to hear the opinion of somebody that was in it at the highest level over people that weren't, right? And like, I think that in my opinion is I feel like it's happening now more than ever, right?
Yeah.
Like people now more than ever, people don't want to listen to, and that's why, that's why we love Kurt.
Did you guys hear about the feeding frenzy for Jason Kelce?
No.
Dude, everyone wants Jason Kelce. ESPN
oh, you mean every network?
ESPN
He's
wants
amazing.
him on.
Oh,
ESPN
yeah,
wants
dude.
him on Monday night. Dude, there's like everyone wants him.
For sure.
And he'll make
it.
way more money doing that than he ever would snapping a ball and getting his back torched every week.
True.
I mean, he's got a family. He's got a daughter, bro. He needs to, his career. Like, dude, I'm assuming he got paid well. I'm assuming he's got an incredible podcast with Travis, and like that's going to pay them millions as well throughout the next couple of years. Probably more. Who knows? Like they're good. They're set. He definitely needs to just prioritize. Like doing kind of what this isn't to that extent, but like put your competitiveness aside. And because for me, I focused on my relationships, and because I couldn't just stream 12 hours a day anymore playing Valorant and trying to compete in professional games anymore, or Halo, John, for that matter. I had to put that away because it was better for me financially, and it was better for my relationships to not do that, and to just kind of just stream casually. So I'm hoping he does that.
Yeah, it's
how did you make that transition? Because I definitely I think that's the hardest thing for guys to do, and I did that on a really small scale compared to what the starters were getting paid. But again, like you talk about relationships, I did not pursue my last offer to go back to the NFL because it just it would have caused stress on my relationship, and it's not worth it at that point in time. And I don't think people really talk about that as much because you were pursuing something professionally that, one, didn't make sense financially, and two, you have to give up so much if you want to be at the top of your game, no matter what it is.
Yeah, no matter what. Like if you want to be unless you're okay with 8th place, in these tournaments, or top 16, or anything but first, bro. Like first place is the amount of sacrifices. It's just Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. And a lot of people, I mean, I don't think anyone really talks about it, right? Because it, especially as a gamer, right? No one cares what you're sacrificing as a gamer. But they're like, bro, you play video games for a living. You know what I mean? So, but like me, dude, for my entire career, including, but I sacrificed everything, dude. Like I ruined relationships that I had. I never hung out with friends. The only friends I ever hung out with literally were people that I was playing with, right? Like I was streaming like 18 hours a day. And that was still kind of what was happening when I was competing and streaming. It's like I kind of had to pick one, right? Like if I wanted to actually, get a healthy and amazing relationship with Jess and take, a lot of like load off of her back from like working around the house, doing what she was doing on the back end, and then also like taking care of the dogs and just everything. It's like, dude, like, and be able to actually spend time with her. Like I had to, it's like, do I stay up until 2 a.m. and play Valorant, or like to compete? And maybe like make it right and make like win some money, or do I just go for anyways?
Yeah, that's real though. Like, and it's to scale. Like
real,
people will always say something about like, oh, you're like complaining about whatever. It's not complaining. It's just talking about the reality of if you want to be at the top of whatever you do, especially if it's in a competitive sense where you're competing against others. There's no turning it off. If you're just competing against yourself and maybe like views you had the prior month, like that's a different game. But the competitive sacrifices are totally there in everything, whether it be video games or sports.
You're
100%. Fellas, we have some March Madness here to wind down, and maybe a little NBA to close out. Women's Final Four. I got to say, Caitlin Clark and some others now that I'm learning about, just must-watch TV in these tournaments. Like what she did the other day, pulling up from all over the place.
Oh my god, dude! I watched that highlight on TikTok. It was the most amazing, dude. It was just stunning.
Dude, passes she was making too, like she's getting rebounds over people almost twice her size. It's insane. And a bunch of other just great players playing in that game against LSU. UConn is killing it. South Carolina is killing it. So we've got the Final Four happening. I believe it's tomorrow night. 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern looks like, or Central. That's not showing me here. NC State, South Carolina. NC State's a 3 seed. South Carolina, 1 seed. South Carolina favored by a bunch.
NC States are still in, by the way, in women's and in men's.
And UConn.
That's unreal.
How crazy is that? South Carolina undefeated, 36-0, and then UConn and Iowa is going to be the night game tomorrow night. Iowa's favored. Last I looked, they were favored by 1.5. It's been as high as 2.5. Fellas, are you going to watch tomorrow night? And who you got?
Can I start as a girls basketball coach?
Yep.
So I love what is happening to girls basketball. I always thought like that the sport needed more women to watch, but now I'm convinced it just needs more stars like this, because I watched those 2 Elite 8 matchups a few days ago between Paige Buchers and Juju Watkins of USC.
Yep.
And Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, LSU and Iowa, and it was just electric. It was the best night of basketball I've watched this month. Sorry, April. So like the last 3 weeks. Like, I'm just so excited for the direction that it's headed. The WNBA needs to expand yesterday. They need way more than 8 teams. Like what are we doing? Like this needs to grow as fast as these college girls are going to make it grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for tomorrow. I got Iowa over UConn. I got Clark over Buchers. Dude, I don't know, man, but it's going to be such a good game. Guys.
So you're taking Iowa and you're taking South Carolina?
Oh yeah, and I'm taking South Carolina. Dude, they're just.
And then who's going to win it all?
They're too good. So I think South Carolina, just because Iowa doesn't have the physicality to compete, right? Like South Carolina's center is massive. She's projected to go in the 4th round of the draft.
Iowa girls are corn-fed though, dude.
Dude, I know Caitlin Clark. I know.
Clip that out of context.
Yeah, dude. Hey, 100%.
I know Caitlin Clark can go off. I don't know. I like South Carolina to win it all, but I do like Iowa tomorrow to beat UConn in what I think is going to be an incredibly close game. Like Elijah Edwards could go off and UConn could win, but UConn has a lot of injuries. They're not as deep as they could be right now. So it's just going to be way harder for them to win.
I want to see Caitlin Clark just cement her legacy.
I agree. This is her senior year, right? So like I'm hoping that I'm hoping that they win, dude.
I'm with you, dude. And she can
Win it
score
all,
from
I mean.
anywhere. She's gonna get to the basket. I've got Iowa winning, South Carolina winning, and then I have Iowa winning it all. I think she's gonna light it up, and I just think it's gonna be so fun. I'm excited to watch it. My boys, listen, dude. This is the thing, Chris, and I've been saying that you and I fought about this for years.
You got
Women's basketball,
Cardoso.
dude. Women's basketball was boring. It was not worth watching for a lot of years. Tennessee, some of those Tennessee teams were good. Candace Parker, fine, but like it is now, it's worth watching. I wish they'd even lower the rim a foot and let them dunk. But like,
Dude, I've seen that. I've seen there's a TikTok about that, by the way.
But
there's
it's
a
fun.
TikTok about that. That's like,
Oh my God.
I have to mention it, bro. Literally, it talks about it's these like 5 guys. They're all
just said that.
bro.
I'm dead
Dude,
serious.
it should. It's these 5 guys. They all dress up as women and they're like walking on the court. And there's like one fan in the audience, and it's and they're like, ladies, we decided to change the rules. We're going to lower the rim a foot. And they're all like, man, we don't need to lower the rim a foot. Like, why? And then one of the girls like, guys, let's just try it out. And they're like, okay. And then immediately they just wham, just blocks it. And they're like, what the heck? And then the next just little behind the back dunk. And then the one fan's like, yeah. And they're like,
but
Dude,
listen, I'm being dead serious. I'm trolling a little, but I'm being serious. Like, here's the thing: it's so fun to watch. Like my boys who are obsessed with hockey and basketball and football right now, they're watching it and they love it because it's entertaining. Like it's not because it's not because Dad thinks it's entertaining. Like Jody the other night, we're watching our show and she's like, "Let's finish the Iowa game." Okay, babe. Like, let's go. Like, it is must-watch TV now, and like that, it's gonna make the game better. It makes it exciting. I can't wait. Go Iowa. Go Caitlin Clark.
hell yeah, brother.
John.
Kurt, who are you taking? You taking Iowa
I'm taking Iowa.
all the way?
Yep.
Ty?
I'm riding the train.
I'm going Iowa all the way.
What?
Trying
You
to
guys
spot
are
me.
crazy.
Sorry,
Although
dude.
that would
I
make
have
me.
to.
Hey, I like an underdog. You guys know South Carolina's undefeated, right?
Yeah, undefeated.
It
They're
don't
very good.
matter.
Their coach is also awesome.
Dude, they're just a fun little squad, man. And by
Give me a star.
I don't mean their size. They are a massive team.
Dude, how about this, by the way? I've never seen anything like this. I don't know if we'll ever see anything like it again. I tried to parlay. This is a week ago. This is Elite Eight. I tried to parlay UConn to win it all for the men and South Carolina to win it all for the women. Plus 150 parlayed. 2 champions. How crazy is that? With multiple games to go, parlaying the 2 winners was only plus 150. That's how favored they are. So
I was gonna say they're really The some of the lines are kind of crazy. Like,
yeah.
Dude,
So how about the fellas, guys? How about the fellas? We got Final Four happening on Saturday. UConn, Alabama.
do you
UConn's
guys
11.5
remember
point favorite. What's up,
When
Chris?
everyone was making fun of me about what I said about Purdue, do you guys remember what I said about their side of the bracket?
You said that it was easy?
Yeah, I said it was the easiest path for any 1 seed to get there. So I thought that they would definitely make the Final Four. And where are they?
hey, give me NC State, dude. I'm not joking. At least
I'm not
give me
joking
NC
either.
State. Give me NC
What?
State. Give me NC State
DJ,
at least
Tyler,
plus 9.5.
DJ Horn is going to have to score over 25 points for NC State to win that game, and that's not happening.
NC State plus 9.5, dude. Give it to me.
DJ, so guys, they have 2
Burns or Horn? 2 DJs.
So they have 2 DJs, guy. DJ Burns is the guy who's been taking America by storm.
Yeah.
Just the way he plays the game.
Looks
he's
like
such a
Snacks
fun
Harrison
dude.
from Detroit.
DJ Horn is their best guard. Okay, and he can light it up from the outside when he's off. What you guys have to understand about this team, and they are the Cinderella-ist of Cinderella stories ever. They lost the last 7 games of the regular season. They were going nowhere. They shot 30.
They weren't going to the NIT.
Dude, they shot 31% from the 3-point line during the regular season, and everyone frauds, which they are, in my opinion. But they're on a streak, which is why I love this tournament.
It takes a streak, brother. Just one.
Kurt, they have won 9 play-in games in a row because they had to win their conference tournament to get in, and then they've won every game since. Like,
all I'm saying, Eli Manning did it.
Come on, bro.
But here's what
Eli
I'm saying.
Manning did
it. So Edie sits in the paint. So DJ Burns is going to be way less effective, and it's got to be Horn. Like, the guards have got to pop off. They've got to take that 31% to like 47%. And that's got to be how they win. So it's going to be really tough.
Big DJ might be throwing that ass back.
I know, dude. I know, dude. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Special player right there. Special player. I can
Dude,
see
so
it
hold
now.
on. So Kurt, you and Ty are both taking NC State.
I'm taking NC. I'm taking NC State plus 9.5.
Give me Purdue minus 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Purdue's just,
Yeah, I mean,
guys, it's a bad matchup, but hey, NC State, if they shoot lights out, they could do it.
And then give me UConn to win both the next 2 games by 20 or more.
Yeah,
I mean,
UConn, dude, they are so good. It's crazy.
They're gonna absolutely smack, and then I think they're gonna beat Purdue. So give me UConn and Iowa.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you there. That's who I think are the 2. Oh no, UConn and South Carolina for me.
Yep. Kurt, who you got winning, UConn or NC State?
I wish I could say NC State, but it's UConn. It's kind of obviously got to be UConn.
Yeah,
but I'd love
UConn.
a Cinderella story.
What are the odds of NC State winning right now? The whole thing.
It's only 2 more, brother. That's all I know.
What can we get that at? Hold on, let's see here.
Can I guess? Can I take a guess?
More games.
Plus 1,800.
Plus 2,000. Nice.
Yeah, close.
Me.
I was
Alabama
close.
Crimson Tide is plus
I was close,
1,600.
John. It's a long shot, bro.
Dude, the fact that Alabama is 11.5 point dogs to UConn is insane. It just it has nothing to do with Bama and everything to do with UConn. Bama has been shooting the lights out. They're the number 1 offense in the country. It's unbelievable what they're doing, and they're 11.5 points. And I'm thinking about taking UConn minus the 11. It's nuts.
When it first came out, I got the line at 10.5, and I took it for you.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's nuts, dude.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let us know who you're taking. You can bet on buzzer beaters.
Just found
I
out.
would not do that.
John, you're so insane, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I just like to throw a little sprinkle $10. You got something extra to cheer for, dude.
Oh, you could bet on the spot that the kick off in football is gonna hit the ball.
Dude, any buzzer beater in the final 4 round shot to give a team a win as time expires. No chance for opponent to inbound. Plus 4,000. Tyler put $25 the other day on Chelsea in the 93rd minute, down 3-2 and won.
Dude, yeah. So Kurt,
that's crazier than a buzzer beater bet.
I disagree, bro. I disagree because Chelsea was at home and they were definitely going to go all out to try to tie the game. I knew that was going to happen. And then I was like, dude, plus 5,000 odds. There was 9 minutes of extra time. It was in the 93rd minute and they were plus 5,000. I'm like, dude, what's $25? I was like, what's $25? I'm like, the odds that they tie it, because I had a $125 bet that they were going to tie, and that was going to pay 500. So I was like, bro, they're either going to tie this up or some god miracle they win this game. I put $25 on it, dude. It turned into 1,200 in 5 minutes. It was hands down the best bet I think I've ever made. For sure.
Unbelievable.
Dude, it was amazing. Dude, Jess didn't believe it. She's like, "What?" She's like, "Why are you freaking out?" Because like she was like on her phone on the couch across from me, and I'm just like, "Jessica, you don't understand what just happened. Like, this should not have happened." Crazy.
All right, guys. My last question for us tonight here is NBA. I had no clue, and I'm following the NBA pretty closely. I had no idea that the playoffs start on April 20th, like 16th. I think is the play-in.
That's the play-in. Yeah,
which is so fun. Let me see right now. Here it is. Yeah, it looks like the Hawks, the Bulls, the Sixers, Pacers, Heat, Mavericks, Suns, Pelicans, Kings, Lakers, Warriors, Rockets. It's just nuts. My question for you is, who do you think out of some of these teams, out of like, let's just say it, the Bulls, the Hawks, the Sixers, the Pacers have a 58% chance right now. The Heat have a 38% chance of the play-in game, but high chances of making the playoffs. Who do you think, who's not the favorite to win it all, can make a run in the NBA? Can be Eastern or Western Conference.
Okay, I'll do it. I think the Kings have a squad that can do it.
Ooh, Kings are 92% to make the play-in, Chris. 51% to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they have the play. They can get hot from 3. They have decent guard play, and Sabonis is a wild card, man.
Yeah, Sabonis is. Yep.
When he goes off and gets a double-double, triple-double almost every night, and then triple-double with the assists, dude, they run their offense through him. They could get hot. And then let me look at the East. 76ers, man, they are where they are right now because Embiid has been out for so long. He's coming back.
And he's back, yeah.
The 76ers can absolutely do it. Tyrese Maxey, dude, he's been so fun to watch all year. Had to kind of carry the team with Embiid out. So let's go 76ers.
The Golden State Warriors right now, guys, have 133 points.
Good Lord. What quarter?
Against the fourth quarter, 40 seconds left. The Rockets have 110. The under was at 228. I had the under, obviously.
And they are a 99% chance to play in the play-in against the Lakers.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Well, I believe so. The play-in. So right now in the Western Conference, right, you've got the Mavericks who are going to make the playoffs. The Suns have an 87% chance of making the playoffs, 53% of making the play-in. The Pelicans have an 87% chance to make the playoffs, at 53% of the play-in. The Kings, the Lakers, and the Golden State, 92%, 94%, 99% respectively to make the play-in game. Only the Kings have a 51% chance to make the playoffs. So
I will say that the Lakers, I don't know if you guys have been watching them, dude, but D'Angelo Russell
he's a beast.
Dude, it's not even, dude, he is, and LeBron, by the way, and Anthony Davis, they are all playing. And is it Huchimara? Or I don't know, I don't know how you say it.
Hachimura,
dude. I think they can, dude. I'm not joking. They're my dark horse.
If they get in,
they're my dark horse. If
well,
they get in.
They won the play-in tournament, right? They won the in-season tournament.
Well, yeah, in season.
So
Yeah.
they're
This
good.
season.
They're my dark horse, bro. I'm just
The
saying.
Lakers. Okay.
Yep.
dude. My dark horse is let's see real quick. And you're just saying who is not favored to win.
Yeah. So not Denver, not Boston.
Yeah. I like the Suns.
Not
Yeah,
the Timberwolves.
The Suns are the Timberwolves screw me, bro. Like when I bet on the Timberwolves, dude, are we gonna talk about? Wait, I'm sorry. What was the the Celtics losing to the Wizards? Did anyone watch it? That was unbelievable, bro. I had a $250 parlay, and it would have paid out like $5,000. And the leg that missed, it was 8 legs. The leg that missed was the Celtics first half money line to win the first half. It was like minus 500. It was crazy, and they lost. They lost the first half by 2. It was like 55-53, and then they lost the game. How? It was
Basketball betting
unbelievable.
will really challenge a man's manhood.
Right now is the dumbest time ever to be betting on NBA money line or spreads because some teams are just checked out. You just don't know who's trying, who's not. When it's the playoffs, it's time, dude. I can't wait to bet NBA in the playoffs.
Sure.
What's the deal with the Mavs right now, boys?
Oh, dude, you never know, man.
They're scoring like crazy.
Which Luka's gonna show up?
I actually, believe it or not, I think it's Kyrie, not Luka.
Yeah,
That decides. I think it's definitely Kyrie, not Luka, that decides what happens, bro. When Luka can just sit there, dish out, right, get his 12 rebounds, 15 assists, and 40 points without but also, I think it's gonna.
They have an absolute chance.
King.
I agree. They have an absolute chance.
They're just also not deep.
Like how many of these teams are just like, let's just squeak into the playoffs, full mental reset, and then let's go get it. You know what I mean? Like the NBA is such a different beast.
It's tough.
Than
Yeah,
the
Kurt,
NFL.
it's tough. It's tough to predict, especially because it's best of 7. So it's who's playing better ball. Best of 5, best of 7.
Dude,
so.
I think the Nuggets have a chance. I'm not the Nuggets. I'm sorry. The Warriors. I think the Warriors have a chance. Nuggets are my favorite to win if I had to pick.
Clay's on fire right now. I've been taking Klay Thompson's threes. Like his alternate threes. His lines at like
Russell.
his lines at 3.5. Dude, Klay had 3 threes in the first quarter today, bro.
Yeah.
Like Clay's kind of popping right now. It's really fun to bet on.
Yep. I'm gonna say Warriors are mine. I have the Suns on the fantasy, so I hope they can do it in the West. And then in the East, I like that. I know they're they're a good team, and they're gonna make the playoffs no matter what. But I think the Knicks can make a run and actually win it all.
The Knicks have been doing great too. Josh Hart has ascended also.
Dude, they if they can stay healthy, they're so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And they're just I love it.
Dude, Brunson's ascension has been to stardom has been freaking fun.
How about DiVincenzo, bro? The
Dude,
three
just
king.
shooting threes all over the place.
Bro, he shoots like 15 threes a game. He's
Dude, him,
guaranteed
Thompson, and Russell over 4 or 5 every single night, baby. Parlay that.
Literally. I do Dante. Bro, I take Dante at 4.5 every single night.
Dude, I love that.
And the Warriors just secured me a $75 bet to win $826. It was the Pirates, Guardians, Knicks to win, and Warriors to win.
Mixing baseball. Who is this guy?
Come on, bro.
Tyler. I am going to start. I promise you guys from now on. You have my word. I will start sending you my daily parlays. I'm literally 8 of my last 10. Today's that hit is the Islanders, Panthers, Penguins money line at plus 373. Won't tell you what I bet on it because you judge me and you're too mean. But let's just say we won $306. So.
Okay.
That's what I'm
you
talking
just
about,
told
dude.
us
I'm
that
up.
you
By the way,
bet
I'm up like
$100.
I'm up
No,
like
I did not.
I'm not joking when I say this. I'm up 40 units as of this morning. I'm up 40 units after my bets today, and I still have a couple more going.
Let's go, dude.
Nice. Thanks for sharing.
40
Yep.
units.
I'll start sharing the ones I share
Thanks
on my
for
stream
sharing,
every
Ty.
morning. I'll start sharing with you guys.
Here, you know what, Chris?
Kurt, you're still taking a break, right? Till football?
I'm still in a cleanse, dude. I have to have some discipline.
That's smart.
Because
I'm proud of you, bro.
I have to, man.
But football comes around.
I'll be back,
When
boys.
football comes around, we're ripping it.
Boys, I'm deliberately
Responsibly.
not going to be in Hawaii at all during football season, so I can bet the entire time.
That's
how
genius.
serious I am.
Absolutely genius. I'm actually excited to bet football and know how to bet it. Like
Yeah.
because I got into sports betting when like halfway through the season, and bro, I mean I lost like $20,000 probably like in 2 months. like
Look at Chris.
dude, because I didn't know what I was putting like I was like putting like $200 on like a 12-leg parlay to win $100,000. Like I would make like 20 of those bets, and I lose everything. And I'm like, whoa, man, this sucks, dude. I was like 2 legs off, 1 leg off, and it's like that's not how you're supposed to bet. So, anyway.
Well, too. Also, the beginning of the NFL season is the easiest time to bet. Like, especially with player props, like Vegas hasn't figured it out quite yet, and money lines too. Money lines don't get as like extraordinarily crazy.
Yeah.
You can watch how teams are playing and take the money lines early. Where money lines later in the season, you pretty much can't win. Like, it's,
Dude, yeah,
it's
guys,
hard.
we're absolutely gonna share. We do general parlays sometimes too on the show, like for sure. And that's something like when I announced that I'm officially taking my break from coaching next year. I'll probably do like an hour of content extra a week on my YouTube for sports bets for you guys. All right, so
I love that. I love that. I'm tapping in.
Tap in, dude. Lock in, lock on. Boys, what a good show today. We're back. Lock in, lock on. Oh, I got to tell you guys this real quick. So I was playing Fortnite with Rusty, the boy from Pittsburgh Penguins. He's been slaying out.
Oh, he's so good.
Dude, he's been playing out of his mind. He's on a heater. And he said yesterday he's going to try to work locked in, locked on into his post-game interview. He's like, next time I get interviewed, I'm going to work in, locked on. I was like, let's go.
That's going to be,
and he's going to be on the show as soon as hockey season's over. He's coming on the show, talk some sports. We have a lot of actually really cool guests that are looking forward to hopping on here, which we'll get over here over the next few weeks. So good stuff, fellas. Good sports show today. Ty, Family Fortnite Friday tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be there.
We'll be back next week.
You'll
we'll
get
talk
your first win all week tomorrow.
See, no, we're not
bro, I watched you. I had you up on my other monitor all day today, bro. Woof, dude.
It was a tough day today. It was a tough day today.
It was a tough day for me too. I still got 5 wins, but I was actually getting. I was kind of getting shit on. I don't believe you.
Okay, I'll clip it. How much?
$5,000. You did not get 3 wins alone.
Dang it! I don't think I did get 3 alone today.
Yeah, you played with that chat chick. Get rocked.
All right, dude.
All right,
it was a lot of fun, guys. We'll see you next week. Chat. Be good. Take care of one another.